Hello, everybody! It is Hump Day! Welcome to the show tonight. It is Wednesday night, Hump Day. Who is with us tonight? Kitty's in first. Hello, Kitty. Julie Jankowitz in second. Jennifer coming up third tonight? What's up with that, Jennifer? Third. Dennis is with us. Hey, everybody, how are we doing? Tell me about it. Give me some feel-good news. Tell me what we're grateful for at the top of the program here tonight. On my more-ish than 8 hump day tonight. I looked up at the clock and I was like, oh my. So, how are we doing? Tell me about it, people. What are we grateful for this Wednesday night? Everybody clicking in there with me tonight on this Wednesday?
I hear you. Are you going?
Ah, I'm on. People hear me. It's kind of quiet. That's the joy of Facebook.
Oh, we didn't reset the modem. What are you thankful for?
What am I thankful for? It's July, people. It is July. We flipped the calendar. We're doing the flip. Doing the flip. Doing the flip of the calendar and the year. Russ is joining us. Hang on a second. Let's get some everyday courage going here. The Johnsons are with us. Hey, Dana and Jeff. Ellen. Ellen. Oh, I like July 1st courage. I'm going to save that for a couple minutes. I'm glad to see everybody joining me, even though I am mega late tonight. Hey, Frank. Good to have you with us. Cheers to you all tonight. It is great to have you with us all. I am glad to have everybody here tonight. But what are we grateful for? Tell me about it. Tell me what we're grateful for. I feel like I'm the only one talking tonight. No, I don't got any comments. Are there any comments you're saying? I have gotten no comments. Huh? I got 22 comments?
Yep.
Why is Facebook not giving them to me?
So, the SBA is being sued.
Yeah, I covered that the other night.
Most banks are no longer taking applications.
Is that tonight?
Nope, that's not today.
Okay.
What is the last one that you see?
Oh, wait.
I see Rebecca.
What are you wearing?
What's the last comment that you see?
I see no comments.
He's wearing a blue polo.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, no, I got it.
Okay, hang on a second.
I got comments.
Okay, everybody else has got comments with me. Hang on a second.
They're happy for
Here you go.
to be reopened from Suzanne.
Why does this pause? Here, okay. Hey, Leanne, you got 3 of the best consignment stores in Atlanta. Yes, you do. Hang on.
Besides the others.
Twiggy made her sales goals for June. Kitty had a wonderful June and a great start to July. I'll echo that. Suzanne's grateful to reopen. Yes.
I'll read comments for you.
Well, it's hard to, I can get it. It's just grayed out. So if it were darker so I could read it.
Yeah, it's not going to do that on my phone.
Okay, then get me mom's. So get me a
I-
phone. Get me a phone that I can read.
Okay.
Hey. Okay, hang on a second, guys. They're getting me a phone that I can read. The joy of technical difficulties here tonight.
No, it's doing the same thing that he doesn't like. Yeah, it's going to be gray. That's the way
Okay,
it
I'm
works.
trying to keep up here.
I can read for you if you want.
No, I don't want to be right there. Hey, Astral Angie's with us. Mandy's got a supportive community. Let's see, what else have I missed here? Dana. So excited about Julie's son. I have a wonderful support network. Hey, Russ. I have great computer people. They're even optimistic that my website will not crash tomorrow. Optimistic. Not a guarantee tomorrow when I'm on national TV, but they, I saw the post, Bonnie, but I haven't had a chance to watch the video. I saw the newsletter post or blog post, but I didn't see a video. Hey, Angie, great to have you with us. Okay, well, I got a lot to cover tonight. I am having intermittent problems with comments. Oh, see, Adele's got the video. Adele's got the video. I wonder... Live video options. I don't want to wear a mask. I don't know. I don't know where that is, but that's okay. We'll figure it out. We'll make this work. We will make this work. Hey, Ellen, how are you? All right, we start every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. So I may not see all your comments in real time, but I'm getting them sort of, guys. It's the Facebook gods, and I don't control it. Let's see. All right, our Good Morning tonight. We start every night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. We're going to page 40 for those of you that follow along. Good morning. Wear sensible shoes as you kick down the doors. Kick down the doors there. Whoosh! That's our good morning tonight, folks. That is our good morning. Let's see what we got going on here. I got lots of motivation, lots of stuff to cover tonight. Lots and lots of stuff. Ability to choose attitude regardless of circumstance. In his book, Man's Search for Meaning, Viktor Frankl states that the last of human freedoms is the freedom to choose one's attitude regardless of circumstances one finds themselves in. In describing some of the atrocities endured at Auschwitz, Frankl relates a story of the daily distribution of rations of bread and water to the prisoners. Some of the prisoners fought one another for scraps of bread, reducing themselves to the level of animals. Others willingly gave their meager ration of bread to someone who was sick or elderly, raising themselves to the level of sainthood. Individuals in the same circumstance choosing to act very differently. Frankl determined that the major factor in prisoners' ability to survive the death camp was their attitude towards their future, and whether or not they had something to live for, something that gave meaning and purpose to their lives, such as a loved one, an unfinished project, or important work to be done. I believe that Frankl's observations about surviving death camps like Auschwitz apply to rising above mediocrity and living happy, successful, and abundant lives. We must determine what gives meaning and purpose to our life's work, and then immerse ourselves in that work so that we are engaged in living our mission every day of our life. That's the true secret to unusual success. How's that one, folks? That's a pretty good, meaningful statement there. Hey, Kim, happy Wednesday to you. Great to have you here tonight. I'm betting Bonnie's going to sleep well tonight. I'm just saying. A national mask mandate would where's the number here? So this is what I talked about some last night. A federal mandate to wear masks would slow the spread of the coronavirus enough to save the economy from losing 5% of its value, according to a Goldman Sachs study. We argue that a national face mask mandate could partially substitute for renewed lockdowns. The analysis rested on several steps, finding that mask requirements led to an increase in mask usage that in turn led to better outcomes on the spread. Those better outcomes paved the way for more sustained economic reopening. Mask wearing has become politicized in the U.S. The president refuses to wear one in public and has said, not this president, the other one. And it said it's a personal choice. At the Capitol, Democrats have pushed measures to ensure more stringent adherence to mask wearing. And Joe Biden has said he favors a national mask mandate. Some members of the GOP have come around more recently, including Vice President Pence, who wore a mask at a recent event. And House Republican Conference Chairwoman Liz Cheney, who tweeted a photo of her father, former Vice President Dick Cheney, sporting a mask. The Goldman Sachs study found that states such as Florida and Texas, which don't have mandates, could see a 25-point increase in mask usage if the federal government imposed a mask requirement, and the average level of usage could rise by 15 points across the board. And then looked at the effects of mask mandates on health outcomes and found that mask mandates cut the growth rate of the virus significantly. Our numerical estimates, and numbers don't lie, people do, are that cumulative cases grow 17% per week without a mask mandate, but only 7% with a mask mandate. And that cumulative fatalities grow 29% per week without a mandate, but only 16% with a mandate. You know, I mean, this is all about the numbers, people. Getting us to the other side is about numbers here. It is. According to ADP, June private payrolls rose 2.37 million, and there was a big positive revision for May. It grew 2.3 million in June, a bit below the 2.5 million estimate from economists surveyed. But May's number saw a stunning revision, going from an initially reported loss of 2.7 million to a gain of over 3 million. Hospitality industry workers saw the biggest gain with 961,000 hires, while small businesses overall added 937,000. The companies in June continued to bring workers back from their pandemic furlough as the national economy slowly came back to life. And the jobs report is due out tomorrow morning because Friday is technically a holiday. This is what the men of resale... yes, Twiggy, I agree. It does, and there are ways to prevent this spike. We can get this under control. We're a better country than this. This is what the men of resale have been waiting for. Right here, folks. At CVS, men's makeup goes mainstream with a rollout at CVS. CVS, the country's largest drugstore chain, is making the biggest bet on the category in the U.S. yet by adding a cosmetics line from Strix, a brand launched last year, to 2,000 stores, about a quarter of its total. The retailer is giving more legitimacy to a small but growing group of products that have been mainly sold through high-end stores. CVS will likely have potential customers, such as Max, a 23-year-old grew up wearing dazzling eyeshadows and foundation for figure skating competitions, but didn't become truly comfortable with wearing makeup during work until the coronavirus lockdown. It's a Zoom effect. A law student based in Atlanta who prefers concealer and its subtle look People don't have to worry about how they look at work. You can paint your nails and nobody on Zoom call is gonna know. Max is part of a growing shift. About 1/3 of U.S. men under 45 said they would consider trying makeup, according to a survey by Morning Consult Group. Chalk it up to quarantine boldness, but the continued evolution of traditional masculinity that has already created a $9.3 billion U.S. men's grooming and skincare market. It's simple for cosmetics. Men are a growth industry. You heard it here first. Men in cosmetics. Go men! Yes, Julie, exactly. Getting into a nationwide chain marks a quick ascent for Manhattan-based Strix. Just 3 years ago, woke up on his wedding day with a pimple and couldn't find a quick fix. The episode convinced him that he discovered an underserved market. Guys looking for a product to make their skin look better, especially during a breakout. I don't know. On my wedding day 25 years ago, I was in Kmart looking for a sewing kit because a button came off my tux. But that's a whole nother thing. I am going off the rails there. But the men of resale will have to give this a try and see where this goes. Okay, men's makeup goes mainstream. And you thought it was all fun and games with the Russian red. Hey Russ, you should give it a try. You're one of the men of resale, I'm just saying. You know? Maybe we could do a resale calendar, the men of resale. Okay? We could do a calendar. Okay? And we could all do our makeup. I'm not sure what month I want to be though. Do I get to pick a month? None. Okay, my peanut gallery is saying I don't get a month. I came up with the idea. I'm the idea guy, but I can see you guys going to the Nartz.org website and trying to order the Men of Resale calendar already.
Only if I can do your makeup.
Under Armour is going to launch a sports mask specifically designed for athletes to wear during training. Under Armour is set to launch a new sports mask designed to keep wearers safe while they exercise. Following a lengthy design process which spanned 13 different prototypes, Under Armour's final product consists of 3 layers which allow air to pass through but prevent the passage of moisture and sweat. The inside of the mask will utilize its ISO-chill technology to ensure maximum air circulation, keeping the user cool. Each mask will also be treated with antimicrobial technology, which inhibits the growth of bacteria and has been shown to kill COVID-19 in lab tests. Well, that sounds interesting. I like being cool. Under Armour, we always want to be part of the solution. That's kind of interesting. I don't sound convinced about men's makeup? Well, we'll just have to see how it goes, Kelly. My peanut gallery says no. Although, you know, who knows? Who knows? What I got going on here? I gotta save that one. Hang on a second here. Nordstrom makes sharp staff cuts as it grapples with the pandemic. Nordstrom is laying off thousands of workers, including a large number from its corporate operations in Seattle, as it copes with pandemic-related losses. A Nordstrom spokesman acknowledged Monday that the Seattle-based retailer is realigning and reducing our workforce to support our market strategy without giving any specifics. A veteran Nordstrom worker who had just been laid off from a corporate unit in Seattle said Tuesday that the retailer had cut 6,000 jobs nationally in June. The worker division lost around 30% of its staff, said the employee, who had been with Nordstrom for more than a decade. Nordstrom core employees make great employees for our stores. Melissa's got someone. Ellen has a couple people, I think, now that are Nordstrom people. And there's lots of them in the resale market, and if you can snag one up, it is a great opportunity. There's lots of great talent out there. We have added some great talent to our team in the last several weeks, and are really excited about some that are becoming available out there. So it is really good. that Nordstrom is supposedly laying off 20 to 25% of its staff nationally over the near term, which would translate between 13 and 17,000 jobs based on their 2019 workforce. And there's also talk of closing an additional 19 stores. So, Alan's got 3. Nice. That's very interesting. And Kitty just told us that St. Louis, her daughter texted her in St. Louis that they just passed a mandatory mask law in public. How do you lose $4 billion? Well, I think they should check between the couch cushions, but Macy's, in quarter one, lost, net sales fell $3 million, and the department store, gross margins down, and they had a $3.6 billion loss versus net income of $136 million a year ago. That's a lot of money to lose. I'm just saying. But they're leveraging their real estate to survive. Again, that's closed stores. I mean, you know, we're all experiencing it at different levels. But that's closed stores. And one of Ellen's, Nordstrom people even bakes brownies. I'm just saying. These are good things. The department store Steinmart got $10 million in stimulus aid as it faces steep losses. Yeah, they got $10 million from the PPP. So there's a larger company that got $10 million as their losses hit $65.7 million in the quarter. Not as bad as Macy's at $4 billion. $4 billion. But, hey, there's some good ones out there. I think we're going to get some. I mean, the staff hiring, the caliber of some of what we're seeing out there is actually pretty encouraging. Macy's, again in the news, reimagining its fireworks for COVID-19. The show must go on, at least when it comes to Macy's iconic 4th of July fireworks extravaganza. The annual spectacle, which typically draws thousands of New Yorkers to peak viewing areas, has been redesigned as a series of 5-minute unannounced displays in every borough of the city. The display is running Monday, June 29th through Saturday, July 4th, are purposefully brief so that they will be over before a crowd can gather in any one place to watch, Macy's said. The fireworks will be launched from 1 or 2 land or water-based locations and will be done in the company's signature pyrotechnic scale with thousands of shells reaching heights up to 1,000 feet. The assorted shows, along with a live finale, will be presented on NBC's annual Macy's 4th of July Fireworks Spectacular on July 4th from 8 to 10. So, that's actually a very creative way of doing it. And I gotta give I think that's interesting. I think that's getting creative, Twiggy. Coffee shops setting up, thrift stores setting up racks in coffee shops. I think that's getting creative. I mean, you gotta go where people are, although people aren't really in coffee shops right now. But I think, it follows the same premise of what ThredUp is doing in getting into Walmart and The Gap and other places where they're setting up displays, Nordstrom. All this is creating connections and getting people to think that secondhand is really trading up, which it is. We know this, the value of secondhand. But getting people to realize it sometimes, getting them over that threshold. That's why we've mixed in some new product over time to get people in that very first time. They get over that and like, this is used. This is great. I want this. We have a display several times a year. Our bank does a spotlight business display. and we set up a display there. The bank always asks us to do it because we have such a nice display and we sell things in the bank. I mean, it's the funniest thing when when customers first started wanting to buy things that were in the display. I'm like, yeah, sell them whatever they want. We'll just restock the display. It's meant as a business builder promotion to see us, and they're like, well, we don't know how to handle my. I'm like, just you have my bank account, just deposit it. We'll figure out the rest. It's not that hard. I can make it more complicated, but then I'd have to set up an easel, do charts, graphs, etc. Back-to-school shopping lists look different this year amid COVID-19. Look for an increased focus on hand sanitizer and other personal hygiene products as consumers prepare their back-to-school shopping list for 2020. According to a new survey of more than 6,700 consumers planning to make school-related purchases this fall from shopping rewards app Shopkick, 63% of respondents say they are thinking differently about the upcoming back-to-school spending due to COVID-19 and planning to put less of their dollars towards frivolous purchases and more toward essential items and remote learning tools. With safety top of mind across the board, 83% of respondents plan to make purchases to protect their children and students returning to school, including hand sanitizer, cleaning wipes, paper products like tissues and paper towels, masks, gloves, and disposable cutlery for lunchtime. More than 3 out of 4 respondents plan to stock up on essential items, masks, sanitizer, and toilet paper, citing general hygiene and safety practices. 46% fear of another outbreak, 40% fear of essential items selling out at the store. However, despite social distancing measures, 2/3 of respondents plan to do their back-to-school shopping in-store. Nearly all, 95%, plan to shop in-store at big box retailers like Target and Walmart, followed by office supply stores, club stores, drug stores, and grocery stores. Almost 4 in 10 respondents plan to dedicate more of this year's budget toward remote learning tools. Of those, parents of college students and preschool-age children are most likely to do so. The majority of respondents plan to get a head start on shopping, with 53% planning to shop 1 month prior to the first day of school, 22% planning for 2 months prior, that's just nuts, and 17% planning for 1 week prior. That's my kind of people. With tighter budgets due to the economic downturn, 80% of respondents say getting the best price is their top priority. 40% of respondents say they'll spend less than $75 per child, followed by 34% who say they'll spend between $76 and $150. We'll see how that all plays out. That's interesting. Oh, we've had a lot of new people in. Yeah, not bad at all, Edwin. That's great. 75% and reduced hours. That's awesome. Brookfield Properties, the mall and strip center property, is bringing artificial intelligence-based apparel shopping to 3 centers. Brookfield Properties will roll out a new contactless shopping experience based on 3D and artificial intelligence. The mall operator will launch Fit Match Studios in 3 shopping centers, beginning in the Chicago area. Joanne, you're going to have to go check this out. Oak Brook Center in Chicago, followed by the Glendale Galleria in LA and the Stonebriar Center in the Dallas area. Fit Match is an independent match platform that has customers get fitched by answering a few questions on their mobile phone, providing their name and fit preferences. The Fit Match technology captures 150 points of their body data in about 10 seconds. The customer then clicks a link to start shopping their personalized assortment of apparel matches. Ooh, I like this idea. One shopper has been fitched at a Fit Match studio and received their unique Fitch ID. The platform presents them with an edited, personalized assortment of products that the company said has a 90% or better likelihood of fitting them. The Fit Match algorithm, which assigns a unique relevancy score to each user for each apparel item, and specifications such as fabric type and stretch, is designed to get smarter over time as it learns more about the user's fit and style preferences. Shoppers will then be able to walk into the 778 square fit match studio to register and get fitched in 2 minutes. They can then immediately start shopping their personalized matches. They had previously done this, a pilot of this in Houston's Baybrook Mall in 2019 and early 2020. That pilot generated an 80% participation rate among people who entered the studio and resulted in nearly 4,000 consumers getting fitched and joining the platform over a 3-month period without any advertising. So, they're giving it a shot, trying to get us to buy without touching. It is, but the technology doing it. We'll have to see what happens. There's a lot of angry employees at Stitch Fix. I skipped that story, but there's a lot going on in that where employees are really mad about getting ditched as part of their restructuring that we covered previously. A leading supply chain standards group is now enabling suppliers, manufacturers, and retailers to uniformly codify product color and size. GS1 US has purchased the US Color and Size Codes database from the National Retail Federation. The database is designed to facilitate more consistent and efficient data exchange in retail. The color and size codes are available electronically for either a one-time purchase or via 3 GS1 solution partners. The codes have been used in retail systems for more than 3 decades to help industry consistently identify and classify products by size and color. The codes also provide common language for product color and size identification for electronic data interchange, a process that allows companies to exchange business information such as orders and invoices electronically. By using these standardized codes, GS1 says that retailers, brands, and manufacturers can reduce errors due to manual entry, cut down on new item setup times, and allow for automated sales analysis by size and color, which helps. Max, what are you doing?
He just came in from outside.
Okay, Max is looking for food. So that's kind of cool. Okay, hang on a second. Burger King. Burger King. Why is Burger King important? U.S. same-store sales are flat. Why is that important? Well, because fast food customers are returning, and this is a key sign that they've returned to flat, are trending flat. Okay, Popeye's same-store sales have risen by the very high 20s. Tim Hortons saw same-store sales declines in the negative high teens as of last week, but things are starting to improve. Okay, Burger King, the corporate of Burger King owns all of those. Burger King U.S. same-store sales are trending flat as customers return to locations for Whoppers and French fries. Saw same-store sales plunge by the mid-30s in March. Okay, so they were down more than 30%. But now, with many of its North American dining rooms closed or offering only reduced seating, Burger King is seeing customers come back and order through its drive-thru lanes. It also recently launched nationwide a meatless breakfast sandwich made with the Impossible sausage. The burger chain sales trend echoes those of the broader fast food segment, which has been quicker to recover from the pandemic than the overall restaurant industry. Overall, fast food chains transactions fell just 13% in the weekend of June 7th compared with the year-ago period. But things like Tim Hortons and Popeyes are seeing increases. It's all coming together, people. It is overall getting better. And fast food ordering is a sign of that. So that is a good thing. Although I'm not in a rush for a Whopper anytime soon, I'm just saying. Hang on a second, let me catch that, Jenny. Nice, Jenny. I like same revenue in 4 days instead of 5. That's even better. One of my long-term goals for my full-time people is to get them to a full 4-day work week, to be a competitive advantage. Can't do it right now, but that is that is something that I am looking for and working towards. There's only one way to succeed in anything. Only one! And that is to give it everything. Boom. States like Massachusetts. Okay, this is specifically about Massachusetts, but a lot of other states are in this boat. Massachusetts was forced to borrow money to pay unemployment claims. Massachusetts began borrowing money from the federal government this week to pay for the massive number of unemployment claims it sees each week. Starting down a road that could quickly put the state's unemployment fund billions of dollars into debt. As of Monday, the state had taken out almost $82 million in advances from the federal government for the purpose of restocking its unemployment trust fund, according to a U.S. Department of Treasury website. The Baker administration had warned in a report earlier this month that the state's unemployment fund was quickly running out of money. The vast majority of the funds for unemployment insurance comes from employers. At the end of 2019, the state unemployment fund had a balance of approximately $1.74 billion. And that pandemic has forced it to burn through that in a matter of months. And while the Department of Workforce Development has refused to give exact amounts of what's in their bank account, other predictions are that the state unemployment fund could have a deficit of nearly $3.2 billion by year's end and $6.2 billion by the end of 2021. The federal government is not charging interest to any state through the end of this year, but as of January of 2021, they will carry interest. And the current interest rate is 2.4% from the federal government to the states. As of Monday, 6 states, California, Illinois, New York, Ohio, Texas, and Massachusetts, had taken out. New York has the highest outstanding balance already at almost $3 billion. But expect more states to join that. So that is interesting, and certainly you prefer McDonald's. Ah, that's great. Love you, Edwin. Love having you on the program. At the end of the PPP yesterday, there was $130 billion left. What do you do with $130 billion? You extend it. The Senate has approved an extension through the end of August of the PPP, so that you'd still be able to get a PPP through the end of August. Okay? Is what the Senate bill has done. It's actually expected that the House will vote on that this week, sending it to the president's desk. So that is good news for a lot of businesses. We're keeping an eye on that program there because that is a current bit of news there. But there is also another bill, and we need to talk about that. So we've got a couple of different competing bills. They're not really competing. They're adjacent bills. How's that? They're not competing, but adjacent bills filtering through. So, Senate Bill 4116 was approved yesterday by unanimous consent, and that would extend the deadline, actually not to the end of August, until August 8th. And it is expected that the House will vote on the program this week. Secondly, and I gave feedback on this today, is Senate Bill 4117. And this would create a new super easy PPP forgiveness form. And this is really important. So, Senate Bill 4117, okay, would take and allow for PPP loans under $150,000, $150,000 or less, to be forgiven with a simple consent form, okay, that you use, attesting that you used the funds as they were prescribed and to the percentages they were prescribed. You would still be responsible for keeping records, okay, for a period of time, and it would be subject to audit and subject to fraud checks, okay? But that would be done, Senate Bill 4117, okay, that is rapidly moving, and we hope to move that bill forward, would basically forgive all PPP loans of $150,000 or less. Okay, that's huge. Now, the PPP's got a lot of news and fraud and this and that, but the reality is, okay, that 85.5% of the loans are under $150,000. 85.5% of the loans are under $150,000, and that represents only 26% of the total money lent through the program. So 85.5% of the loans, representing a quarter of the money, okay, only a quarter of the money, so you'd forgive 85% of the loans, a quarter of the money, would be done with a simple form, and it would really reduce the burden on retailers and all small businesses. Retailers only received 8% of the PPP loans. Okay, 8%. So this would be huge for small business because it is a cumbersome burden. It would be a very cumbersome burden to get these, for a lot of businesses, to get these forgiven. Well, Bonnie, I'm not worried about you. Your paperwork's all set. I've already done all your paperwork with Park, practically. But for so many businesses, this would be a huge help. And it's part of what I'll be talking about tomorrow when I'm interviewed by Fox News in their business segment tomorrow afternoon. But this would be huge, and it's getting a lot of legs. So if we can get this bill passed, and there's huge support for it actually, to get this passed and be done with this, this would be wonderful. Oh, Kim, if you can do it, if we can get you in on it when it's open, I'm expecting it will get reopened. It's expected the House will pass the Senate's bill to extend the PPP till August 8th for those that have not done it. And it's certainly an option. Again, though, it depends on your payroll and it depends on the idle advance. So there is math to that that needs to be taken a look at depending on what your payroll is. Some people were better off with the idle advance who have small payrolls. So there is certainly some stuff with that. I am on Fox Business News. I don't have an exact time yet. I'll have a time tomorrow when they confirm that there's not a bigger story than me. So, you know, the jobs report could knock me out or something tomorrow. If there's not something bigger, I'll be on in the 4 to 5 o'clock hour on Fox Business Channel. Check your local listings. I'm in there after the bell segment. In the Fox Business Show after the bell is what I am appearing on, or scheduled to appear on. But I have a call tomorrow morning with the producers and stuff, and we'll confirm all that up, and I'll probably have a tighter time window at that point, mid to late morning, and I'll let you know on that. But these are two very important bills, and I expect the one will have no problem passing both. Well, it's already passed the Senate and should pass the House this week. And to extend the PPP for those that have not taken advantage of it yet. And the other bill, Senate Bill 4117, we're working the hill on that. I was very excited about that when that came across my desk this afternoon. I was actually working with somebody on their PPP forgiveness, and then that came across, so that was very good. And again, if you're one of the early PPP filers and you can take advantage of the 8 weeks for forgiveness, I'm recommending that you do that because should a bill that comes out later this summer that allows businesses to take a second PPP, if that happens, part of that will be based on already having your first PPP funds exhausted. So while you have 24 weeks, the ability to get it done in 8, if you're able to make the math work, is huge. So that is where we are with that. That is what's happening there, folks. That is what I know on that tonight. Well, we are running late, but I started late. But you know what? All the resources that I talk about here every night live in the Nartz Facebook group, the Nartz Facebook group for members, every night I talk about it. These resources, this video, are over at nartz.org/resalestrong the next day. The resources I talk about, the video, by noon the next day, they're all there. Not only to keep everything organized for you, but so that you can share that page with everybody, regardless of what industry they're in. The resale industry, the bakery industry, the hotel industry, it doesn't matter. Our goal is to get everybody across the line to the other side. That is what we are working hard to do. That is why we are here. We just want everybody to thrive. We are one day closer to the end of this, everyone. Do not forget that. We will get everybody there. You just got to take one step. Every day we're taking one step forward, people. One step closer to the other side of this. That is what we're doing here. So don't forget that. When you have a question that you don't know the answer to, you don't know how to figure out your PPP, you don't know whether you should go for a PPP if you can get in on it, you don't know what to do, just email me. Neil, N-E-I-L, at ECIstores.com. N-E-I-L at ECIstores.com is where you email me. That's where you find me. I will email you back. Well, actually, make sure you include your phone number because so many things require more than an email. And I will get back with you. Don't forget that we start every night. Every night we start this program with the Good Morning, Good Night book. Every night we do. That is how we get this program started. Okay? Did I miss something? Oh, Kim, that's great. I'm glad you're signing up for the virtual conference. Let me talk about that for a second. Hang on a second. I didn't talk about that before I go to the Good Morning, Good Night book. Let me talk about the virtual conference because I've had some people confused about it. I had a couple people reach out to me today about it. The Nartz virtual conference that kicks off the night of August 3rd, okay? The night of August 3rd. All of the main content, the educational programs are recorded. So you don't have to watch them on August 3rd. You don't have to watch them on August 4th. You don't have to watch them on August 5th. You can watch them to your heart's content as you have time. Yes, there will be some moderated discussion the following week, but you don't have to watch at this time at the exact time on August 3rd through 5th. So don't freak out about that. Okay, that you have to close your store and watch the virtual conference during that time. That's not the case. All of those 16 sessions will be recorded, and you will have access to them to watch at a later date. So it is so important for you. That is why the price is so affordable at $199. It is so important to your future. It is so important to your business. It is so important to your mindset to get registered for this. But don't worry about anything but the starting date right now. August 3rd is when we kick it off. We're going to have a heck of an opening night. There's some special stuff if you register before the 15th of July, so make sure you do that. Okay, we're coming up on that awfully quick. I mean, it's the 1st of July, people. And that's part of what we're going to talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow night, okay, part of what we will talk about tomorrow night and this weekend is 2020 2.0. 2020 2.0. My article in this newsletter, okay, talks about how turning the calendar to July 1st is about our reboot of this year. Okay, this is 2020 2.0. It is our reboot. It is our chance to make this year different. We're going to do it, people. We are going there. Yes, we are. Okay? But we start every day and night with the Good Morning, Good Night book. The Good Morning, Good Night book. If you didn't catch it at the top of the program, our Good Morning tonight was Good Morning. Wear your sensible shoes as you kick down doors. Kick down? Do I get my foot high enough there? Whoosh! Our good night tonight is good night. Take off your sensible shoes. Put on your dancing shoes. You deserve it. There is our artwork tonight on page 40 and 41, in case you follow along with us. Ladies and gentlemen, I am Neil Abramson. I do like a good party, a wedding, a bar mitzvah, a party, and we will party again, I can promise you that. I am here live at more 8 than ish every night Eastern in the Nartz private Facebook group. All of these resources, every single one of them, goes over to nartz.org/resale strong by noon the next day. You can reach me directly, Neil, N-E-I-L at ECIstores.com, N-E-I-L at ECIstores.com. That's how you find me. Make sure you include your phone number in the email so I can call you back. I'm scheduled to be on Fox Business News after the bell between 4 and 5 o'clock Eastern tomorrow night, and I'll be live here with you at 8 o'clock Eastern tomorrow night. Until then, know that more important than anything else is that you, and especially you, I see you right down front,